My name is Munisani Gati because I want perfect ear.
This little ear. After this condition appeared, the child doesn't feel anything. After the child turns 5, they start to realize their ear is different from others. Before that, they don't have much awareness.
A long time ago, seeing me, they asked me why my ear was like this. Many people asked me.
So how do you answer?
I didn't answer.
You just stayed silent. What were you thinking at that time?
Very scared.
For parents, it's a huge emotional trauma. A family joyfully waiting for this child to come into the world, and then they find the child is missing an ear. So the mother blames herself the most. The mother feels that she gave birth to the child wrongly.
I cried every day during the confinement month. After childbirth, I was always crying, and I was always blaming myself. At that time, the child's father also, at first, he also kind of blamed me.
The mother bears the greatest pressure. The father also feels some pressure, but not as much as the mother.
I must take responsibility for this child. After all, the child has been born. What's done is done. We can't change it. We can't leave her alone. So, I have no choice but to face it. So I think I must stand up. I think everyone is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. For example, it's like a cold. We treat it, and it will get better. This thing doesn't need to be overthought.
So they focused entirely on creating an ear for the child to solve this issue. Not only to solve the child's ear problem, but also to heal the parents' emotional wounds.
We kept searching, we kept looking. Then I saw Professor Guo. I've been following his every work. I think Professor Guo, he's very responsible. And he has a lot of experience, and he is very caring. So I always pay attention to him.
This child is from the northern Xinjiang region, a county below Korla.
We drove from home to Korla, and then from Korla to Chongqing. We waited for 8 hours in Chongqing. We stayed one night in Chongqing.
So they came a long way to find me. But our surgery schedule is very long. At the moment, she is at the right age for surgery. But in principle, we have to schedule it for after May next year. All the slots before that are already filled. She thought she could have the surgery after arriving. I told her that it's not possible now. She was very disappointed.
At that time, we had a consultation. Then Professor Guo gave us a lecture. After the lecture, he did a one-on-one consultation with each of us. After the consultation, he asked where we were from.
Where are you from?
I'm from Xinjiang.
Oh, from Xinjiang? Is this your first time here?
Yes, it's my first time.
She wanted to come here afterwards. She'll return, and then we'll schedule another visit. Usually it's another 6 months or even longer before they come back for surgery. That's a huge financial burden for her. It's also very time-consuming. It's very inconvenient for both her and her child.
Yes, and my child is still in school. So if we come back again, it shouldn't affect her studies too much. But if we come again, it will at least take a week. That would disrupt a week of her studies.
I told my assistant, let's make an exception and work overtime for her.
I was really happy about it. I was really, truly happy. It was a nice surprise.
It was Dr. Shi who performed the surgery. The surgery went very smoothly. There were some differences from surgeries we've done before. We're even doing surgeries for foreigners here. We found that the skin of this Uyghur person is very similar to that of Caucasian. It's quite fair and thin. So when we do expansion, the process might be a bit slower. However, the final result of the expansion might be even better. The ear shape should look better. So with our technique, we now have people with Caucasian ancestry coming in for this surgery. Westerners still largely use traditional buried ear techniques. We're slowly realizing that the expansion technique is also a good option for Caucasians. So maybe one day many Western patients will come to us for the full wrap method.
I'm really grateful to our Professor Guo. Their service is excellent. And their medical skills are very professional. They are extremely professional. The environment at the hospital is also very good.
My assistant team took excellent care of this family. We even know where the halal restaurants are nearby, so we will introduce lanju noodle to them. It's a typical halal restaurant.
After her surgery, she didn't experience much pain. She had a meal, then went out to play. Her recovery went really well. I think this surgery was quite successful.
When they injected, they did it very gently.
We hope that after the second phase, this child will have a really beautiful ear, and the whole family will be overjoyed. If they are satisfied, then as doctors and nurses, we feel that all our efforts have truly been worthwhile.
If I have a good ear, I can go to various places with my mother and even take photos together.